Which way does it go? This way. So that's it. So guys, how's it going? Got a little bit of a messy hair. I should have actually put um, hat on today. Anyways, welcome to the channel. I am actually going to get a hat. I don't like the way my hair looks. Hold on one second. There we go, a little bit more sporty. Yeah, guys, this is the first live for 2026. I am here today doing a weekly live video. I think I'm going to be doing it on Tuesdays, kind of, guys, what I'm going to aim for. I might adjust that as I go along, but I think a Tuesday upload schedule, as long as work and other extra activities don't get in the way, should work good for me. So anyway, we don't have anybody in the chat yet. It is a new one. I just started advertising for it, so I did a little bit better that way. We're just going to learn a little bit how we go along. It is going to take some time to look at this. One of the problems is my cam is sitting on top of the monitor, so if I look at you guys here, it's up there. So that's why I'm going to have a little bit of focus problems. I'm going to fix that by looking for a new monitor. I want to get something that is a little bit better focused and sound. So I think this week I'm going to go to Visions Electronics and see what they have for a monitor with a built-in cam and microphone. So until then, this might have to do for the next vlog or two, or if I buy one this week, next week's vlog will be a lot better. So that's about it. And we got Josh on the channel. Hey, buddy. And Josh is MVDBR. He is our awesome enduro rider from down under in Australia. He rides the what's it called? The trails in Queensland, Australia, and everywhere in between. So hopefully you are doing good and your video editing is going good. I can't wait to check out the latest video or introductory, what you got planned. And that will be it. But yeah, so basically what I'm going to do, what are we talking about today? Whatever you want to talk about. It was my messy hair at the beginning, but I decided to put a hat on. And this is another enduro channel, Enduro Evolution. He's local to Alberta. I hooked up with him a couple of times. I've kind of lost touch base with him. Was in Edmonton, close to Edmonton anyways, so he's there. But we're just going to talk a little bit about dirt biking, what you got planned for the next little while, or for 2026 if you have big plans. I was actually going to shut everything down until spring, but I've been doing some research, social media outtakes. My social media is starting to get a little bit of traction, whether I did an outreach or not. But they said, don't lose the momentum, just keep at it. So I'm kind of tilting that decision from going to a, what's it called? Putting it in dormant mode to just keeping it as active as I can. So today we're going to look at what avenues I'm going to invest in. Josh knows a little bit about that. We are going to look at having, the YouTube channel. Obviously, that's the home base, the mothership. And then we're going to look at also Facebook. Now, Facebook is a love-hate relationship with me. I kind of like my personal Facebook, I don't really use anymore. It's kind of an abandoned ship. But the Soupy Socks Enduro does have a pretty good reach right now and has light engagement, but it could draw traffic to my YouTube channel. So that there is going to be kind of an easy one. It's just going to have like pictures, sharing other enduro content from other streams on that Facebook page and update any changes. So that one's going to be the role for YouTube or for Facebook. For the for Instagram, it's just going to be cool pictures, shots, any information as well, kind of like Facebook, but maybe better photography and better camera angle shots. I think that's what I'm going to try to use as a photo-centric tool. And then obviously my Soupy Socks Enduro YouTube channel. It's going to be a slow ramp up. I might be able to do some riding this week, depending on the weather. The weather here, we're in winter, so it's cold, snow, but down here where I moved, it's a lot less problematic in terms of the weather's been doing it. So let's say we got 2 people on. I just see Josh. If you're in the room, just pop up and say hello and listen to the chat. Of course, you're more than welcome to ask questions and interacting. This is kind of how the live is going to be ideally set. Maybe I'll do an interview with somebody. We'll talk a little bit about their last enduro ride video, what they're planning, what didn't go as planned, what do they do outside of that video? How is life put together? Do they charge their batteries? How do they prepare? Just stuff like that. And then even some after ride once they get home and they just flop themselves on the couch or on the bed. We'll basically look at it. Yep, I'm back in the Gap at the moment. Mom's selling the house up in Edmonton, so I've been back and forth like a yo-yo. But we're looking at trying to figure out what the best action for her is. So right now I'm just back at home, as you can tell, a little bit messiness here. I don't have my office set up yet. Right now I'm in the kitchen, and I just got the computer in the corner. It seems to be the best for the internet. And I don't have wireless capability on my hard drive or on my desktop. I did buy an adapter, and I've yet to do a test run. So that might be my next goal, is to bring this desk upstairs and hook up the wireless USB adapter and then see if it'll work. Because when I brought everything upstairs in my bedroom, I had no internet. Just the signal out in the boonies are not exactly the best to do. So as you can see, I have some Soupy Socks t-shirts. I'm going to try to get more made. I want to give more giveaways, maybe a little bit of revenue generating, and also looking at collaborating with a local retailer. And so that's kind of a tricky one, depending on the relationship or the value you can bring to them might work, depending on what type of agreements you can come to. I'm not looking for free stuff, so it's not like, oh, give me, and I'll give you a shout out. It's more of, how can I drive traffic to your location that's measurable, and that'll do drive traffic again to me through their streams, in terms of, when you're looking at buying a pair of new motocross boots before you plunk down $600. Of course, I look at the tactile portion of it in the wet elements. So, before you buy it, it's basically, okay, this was tested in water crossings and splashes and wet rain. And so that's the performance, if that's important. Of course, the other type of stuff is the look, the feel, the fitment. That is subjective. And that you'll have to, look at to see where you are in terms of that. But that's kind of where I'm at with everything. These live videos are going to go on for 1 hour. So feel free to come in and out. It's just basically like a party. You just mingle around. If you got 10 minutes, you want to talk. If you're enjoying it, stay for the full hour. If you have to duck out because you got busyness, it's an open door, right? And again, being the first live video is going to be a problem because you're not going to drive the traffic, and the conversations aren't going to be totally in depth. Once you get to a big following, if that's in the cards, then you got the opposite problem. You got too much conversations and trying to weed out what people are trying to say, but stuff like that. I'm not going to leave Josh. You take it easy. Like I said, if you need to duck in and out, this is what it's like. I'm just watching the counter monitor. I have 2 people on here, but it doesn't say who's in. So if it's just me and Josh, well, then that makes sense. If it isn't, then you can just say hello, and we can have a little chat. If you have any questions on why I called myself Soupy Socks and why my page kind of tilts in that way. I'm not a polished rider. I am a beginner, perpetual beginner. So it's stuff that I use the realities of enduro riding into my channel, and I take that part of the problem and I make it my niche. Not other people are doing it, and it's something that will kind of set my channel away from other channels. So that's kind of why I'm doing that. But as far as refreshments go, responsibility. So I'm doing a nice, real Canadian spring water. trying to eat a little bit healthier and consume a little bit healthier for the what's it called, for the upcoming riding season. So just making a little bit better life choices. As far as the dirt bike is concerned, it's basically done. I don't plan on any other mods. I might replace the tires this year, but they're still really good. I haven't ridden the bike that much. Other than that, it's just keep the bike active and do more vlogging and riding. Probably have to go to BC for that. Just a lot more riding trails, and they have a better setup. Alberta, unfortunately, where I live, it's a lot of ranch and farming, so there's no real trail network. There's a couple of natural areas that I might explore, but again, down here, it's kind of a desert when it comes to those types of things. But the other thing I'm going to do is there's a Koocanusa. There's, I guess, in the Crow's Nest Pass, there's a lot of those trails. There's a plane crash site. I forget the name of the area, what it's called. It's near McGilvery in the Crow's Nest Pass. Those are areas that I kind of want to do. I do have a video when I had my RM 125 when I try to find that lost ghost town, which is another ride that I can do. We're looking at all those things to put together. So all this talking makes me a little bit dry throat. It's been a nice day today. It's clear, like +10, and just did some housework. Just got my social media. Tuesday's my Soupy Socks kind of day for video editing and vlogging. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to jump in with a live channel and then see how it goes. See if I can get a group started. It does take time. There's no doubt about it. So I'm just going to wait here and see if anybody else is coming in for the videos. Again, I can't tell who is that. So it's either me or is it somebody else? No, I'm clicking on it, but doesn't basically tell me who they are if all three of us are on. Again, once I get Josh back, I'll find out how my audio is going. And I think, like I said, I think I'm going to look for a monitor to replace this one because I have that external camera, and I'm not too happy with it, to be honest with you. I mean, it works. I mean, if you have to do things, it's all right. But I think I want to improve the quality and improve the angle of the camera. So when I'm looking at the screen, it'll kind of make it like I'm talking to you. Rather now, my eyes kind of float around too much. And that's basically it. So, but I think that's the next purchase for this computer, and then again test driving it to see if I can get the what's it called, the wireless to work, and then go from there. But yeah, when Josh gets back, he'll pop back up. Maybe I'll have a small little conversation here and see how this live stream goes. It'll be interesting to see. I think I'm going to do a custom thumbnail for my live videos. I might just do one generic one, or I might, depending on the topic I get to, I might just go in and do a new one each week that I do this. And if I take a holiday, I'll just say, there's no upload live video today. So, I'm very happy with the Soupy Socks brand. I'm happy with the format of the channel, the graphics, the banner, the logo, all that stuff. I think I'm going to keep it that way with very little tweaking changes. So I might, like I said, I might do a refresh on the branding of the thumbnails, and then keep it continuity going forward. So I'm going to tweak with that. And also I've got decals being made, which is just basically a Soupy Socks decal like this. And I'm going to start giving them away to do some giveaways. So like send me your Soupyest picture, whether it be the bike in the soup, the boots in the soup, the socks in the soup, whatever. You post that to my Facebook, or you tag me in it through Instagram, or you do a YouTube video with a shout out. I basically message you, hey, what's your address? Thank you very much. And I'll send you a couple of decals. And then you can put them on the bike, the toolbox, your car, your vehicle, your trailer, or wherever else you would like to sport them off, just to kind of have a community going on. So I don't think I'll be selling the decals. I'll be giving a free giveaway. T-shirts I plan on selling just for some merch and promotion, and I might have some funny sayings on the back of the T-shirt. I might say like "caution, wet floor behind me," or slippery when wet, stuff like that. Just kind of keeping it comedy style. So that's kind of where I'm at with everything in terms of the of everything. So we're basically a quarter way through the video. It's about 15 minutes. I'm trying to identify an hour. I mean, if we really run dry, then I'll end it. I know it might take some time. I see we have another viewer in the house, so if they want to say hello, I can kind of chat with them and see where they're at with the dirt biking world and see who is come in to pay a visit. Again, this is not a topic driven where you're just going to hear me talk. It's going to be question and answers based on who's in the room. So that's kind of where I'm at with this live video. What else was I going to say? I was going to put my quad on the video, but I decided against it. I'm going to keep it a dirt bike focused only channel, just to the fact where I'm going to keep it simple and straightforward. So that's kind of where I'm at with this channel. So you're going to see the Husqvarna. If money comes pouring in, then I will probably buy another dirt bike, maybe. I do like the 125s. If I were to buy another new dirt bike, I think it would be a small bore Husqvarna or a Yamaha 125X. Those kind of interest me. Again, the 125X is a great bike. Of course, you riding the two different ones are like day and night. Kickstart might get old depending on your trail riding and your exhaustion. The what's it called? The electric start is just a gift when you're enduro riding. Technology made it so it's much more handy. So let me know in the comment section what kind of bikes you ride and what you would like to have if you had to trade up or trade in, and what type of riding you do, and what you're looking forward to in the 2026 year. We lost a couple of viewers, so we're just back down to 2. Again, some people push it in and out and won't kind of want to see it. But there we go, back. I had a soupy socks yesterday, very soupy. I rode for 1.5 hours in the rain, soaked to the bone. All righty, Josh. Well, if you got a picture coming up, I should have my decals. I got soupy socks decals. They're about 3-inch, so just your standard decal. I've got those coming in about a week. So we'll have to hook up, and I'll have to send a couple your way. Again, if you show a soupy ride, whether it's the ride, water, submerging your bike, submerging your boots, your socks dripping wet, anything to do with a soupy enduro dirt bikey thing, gets free decals. So I will have to basically look at what we're looking at when it comes to making the channel great again. Looking at it. I didn't take a pics, but I take pics of my work boots drying on the milk crate. Well, that will work just the same. But it doesn't matter. You're hunting, you deserve it. If you join the Soupy Socks Club in any way, shape, or form, let me know. So I'm guessing it's your work boots. It's not your motocross boots. It's not the Formas that got wet. It's your it's your work boots. So that's another thing. When we look at enduro bike riding, I use obviously motocross boots, but there's a lot of dual riding, dual sports motorcyclists that basically have other footwear. So so it was your steel cap work boots. Okay, so they weren't very waterproof then, eh? So did they just get wet from the ride, or did they get wet because you stepped in a puddle? I think you're just doing a lot of riding in the rain. So that's what it would be. It was just riding home from my girl's place. Okay, so there you go. But yeah, that's how it works. You get soupy socks riding a bike. I don't know anybody who hasn't gotten soupy socks riding a dirt bike at one time or another. You know, not every single ride, maybe I'm the exception where I get soakers, soupy socks probably 8 out of 10 rides, where some riders might be half that, some riders might be the same, or some riders very low. But as far as my research in the enduro world, soupy socks is just a natural way, and it was a running joke, and I decided to keep that as a brand identity. So it's kind of funny. Sets you apart from the other enduro world where everything's more polished and cinematic and professional, which I'm all none of that. So I go to the real world with entry level riders and everything. So I rained all the way. So how long was the ride? About, you said, an hour and a half to home. Let's see if he's gonna get it. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking at. I got caught in the rain dirt biking a couple times. So it's not 100 kilometers. That's quite a bit. 100 kilometers for me would be like riding from the Gap to the nearest city, which is Lethbridge. So, and 80% dirt. So that must have been muddy when you got home as well. So did you have to hose yourself off, or was it just the rain kept it kind of rinsed as you were driving? Very muddy all the way up to my back. I can imagine. Those fenders don't really help when it's rooster tails a few feet back and it's constantly splashing and stuff like that. So, that should be good. But yeah, no, throw a picture up if you got them on the dryer or whatever, and give a little quick mention of how they got soupy. And like I said, you'll be the first decal giveaway. So I'll send a few in the in the mail, and then you can have some for anything. It doesn't matter. You could do all the channels. You could do my Facebook. You could do a shout out on a YouTube video. You could do the Instagram with a mention on my real soupy socks. You could do one of those. You could do all of them, or you could do two or out of the three. So your choice, as long as it's tagged soupy socks in any of those areas, you will get decals. It's kind of how I'm going to work it. Because some people, obviously, the main channel is the YouTube, but making a special video about it might not be working. I mean, it would work that if you did have a ride and you got soupy and it's in the video, you could do a short clip and mention it. Got soupy today, stay soupy or whatever. But however, if it's other type of stuff that happens, clicking a quick picture and then doing a shout out, stay soupy or whatever, that'll work as well. So it's kind of, there's no real, there's a lot of easiness to it. I'm not going to keep it too hard. Am I going to give away motocross boots this year? Probably another pair. I'm not going to do a monthly giveaway. I'm going to do a yearly giveaway with motocross boots. So I'm going to stick to the Soupy Socks brand, and I'm going to do one major giveaway, which is the motocross boots. However, that one there is not just a comment on a video. I'm going to make you work for it a bit, and then I will give you the boots. Now, some challenges in there. If a local rider wins, I can easily send them. I can easily send them here through a local retailer, which is what I'm hoping for. If it's international, like Josh, I can definitely work with you through a retailer, or we can go online again and do our magic through Amazon if that works. If we find something else. I could try, because it is free. I could bring a box to the post office. They measure it and everything, and they can give me a price on mailing it out from here. But that'll probably be a couple $100, I'm guessing. That stuff won't be too bad. Now, you're still getting the decal, Josh, or two. I give out 2 decals. So you're still getting the decals, whether you like it or not. But the motocross boots is for all my riding people who engage with it. I used to do once a month giveaways, but the problem with that is some riders, and that's normal, and I'm not going to cause too much issues. But then I was finding out just some people would just comment on those videos just for the free prizes, and I kind of want to build the channel a little bit more to that. So the feedback I got when I saw people just commenting on the what's it called, on the prize away gives videos, is just more of a challenge for me to create better content, right? So I just want to kind of engage on that and improve the quality. So when I do give away the next set of boots, there's going to be not just a comment and going in the wheel of names to spin. There's going to be a little bit of work to do it. I mean, the boots normally are, north of $500. So doing a little bit of work for them, which will involve being soupy, will, pay more than pay for it, and that kind of brings the channel closer to the riders, and will be closer to any of those people who, want to grow a channel. So, especially with us smaller creators, it's a very tough game. People don't have the time, life happens, situations happen. So these things there are not kind of an easy street for everybody. So I like supporting the smaller content creators because when you engage with a smaller creator, it means the world to them versus another comment on somebody who's getting 2,000 comments, or a celebrity, which will never read it. Or if they do, you're winning the lottery at that point. So to me, moto community is local community, and it doesn't mean that I just look in Alberta's backyard. I can still have a moto community worldwide, but with quality content creators that are reciprocal, right? That kind of return the favor, and you build the community together, right? So it creates a camaraderie, and then it actually opens the door to say, okay, can we collaborate? Even though you're 50,000 kilometers away, I don't think we can go that. I think you'll be around the world twice. But if you're like, let's say 15,000 kilometers away, could you collaborate on doing something interesting, right? So you might be able to do a different ride and say, okay, fine. I'm going to do a Soupy Socks copy ride, okay, or a dare ride. It's just stuff like that. I mean, I'm just making stuff up right now. But those are the ways that smaller content creators can collaborate with each other and, grow the community a little bit better. So that's kind of where we, make the moto community better. There's a lot of effort that we put in making the videos. There's a cost to making the videos, not only time-wise, but financial-wise, when it comes to, when it comes to the effort putting in. So getting appreciated on your work does go a long way. We do have that growth factor that we want, to say, is the fruits of my labor paying off, or is it my the only viewer? And then that kind of takes you down a little bit, and then it goes down the road of no one watched it this year, or I didn't get it, I'm going to skip another video. Those are the things that I want to kind of correct. I also want to grow the local riders. There's a lot of riders here in Southern Alberta that don't have YouTube channels, but may have good footage, so you can collaborate with people who want a YouTube channel, but may be able to not know how to navigate the waters. So you can do it for, a hobbyist. You can do it for a business. You can do it for just your friendship. It's like a photo album for the future. So, when you get old and gray and you're sitting in a rocking chair, you got to look back at the memories of your life. And these things are part of that. They're out in the world that will be there permanently to the end of time. So, moto crossing is good. Channel also probably with this type of things, I'll probably maybe do some interviewing, maybe product review. I know at the end of the, what's it called? Yeah, until the end of YouTube anyway. Exactly. I'm sure people will download some people's videos and then maybe put it in different avenues, but we don't know where the internet's going. You gotta look at if you're backing up your videos in case YouTube crashes. I don't have my videos backed up, but I am buying like one of these guys, and I'm going to be backing up all the videos just in case one day a massive, virus hits YouTube, crashes it, blows it up, servers are gone. So I might do that. Yeah. So you keep a copy of yours, 1080p. I have a few. I don't have them all, and they're kind of scattered on my computer. So I'm gonna have to go in and start creating a catalog of everything. But I think I'm going to do that same thing as just keep a hard drive, maybe keep some on the cloud and then keep some over here. I mean, again, mine aren't really valuable, to be honest with you. They're just more value to me as memories than, let's say, a rider that watches the video once and then they'll never see it again. They're just looking for the latest and greatest. Celebrity wise, I don't know if any celebrities watched my video. When you're looking at, you can look at, professional athletes in the motocross world. Do they watch YouTube? Do they watch type of content creators? Or are they just too busy that they only have their own little world that they're in? I don't have anybody popular watching my videos at this point that made any posts. Josh, you're good because you're the one that watches me 99% of the time and comments. So that I have a record of. Doesn't mean that a celebrity watched a video of mine but never commented. You'll never ever know that. So that's kind of one issue you have. But it's not about wanting to be liked by the professionals. I'm not in that world. It's about growing a good friendship, whether you'll meet them in person or not. This technology does allow to open the world and meet and talk with other people that you would have never known. Like if the internet never existed, Josh, I wouldn't even know would be alive. I would have no idea what he's done. There was a life before this, and Josh didn't exist in my life. Never heard of the guy, never knew what he did. He's from New Zealand, and you're from, you're right in Australia, never been there. Don't, I like to go there. The cost is kind of expensive right now, but that may happen now that I've got a friend down in Australia. So, you look at the possibilities of saying, I don't know if I'd be able to go dirt biking with Josh because hauling a dirt bike down there, I mean, the carry on, I'm not sure they'd allow you to stuff a Husqvarna in the overhead or, how you transport a dirt bike in the belly of the plane. So I would definitely like to go, but if it's just there to meet them, how would we do a dirt bike ride? Do I go as a passenger? Can you rent them? You can hire bikes there. See, there you go. So, I would probably do that. I would, maybe you have to bring a helmet unless you can rent a helmet, bring your boots unless you can rent boots. And then, just have a subscriber ride from halfway across the world, right? Experiencing it. Don't know if I'd like the heat. Canadians who are used to ice and snow. In Australia, it can be blazing hot. Now, it does get hot here, but, depending on the date and everything. But helmets and all that. You know what? For that, Josh, probably just bring them. You got a good suitcase. I mean, really, I'm not a, person that needs to go night clubbing and all this fancy stuff. I would probably, go down there in the wintertime, which is our summertime, which it probably feels like their winter time would probably be, oh yeah, this is good weather and everything. But, what would I expect in Australia? I see Josh's, your videos, so I know what to expect, but what one or two videos or trails would you take me on down there? Do you have any off the top of your head that you would, you'd go with me on? We'll see where Josh types up the first trail that we would go to and all that. So it'd make a good video, we have, a good camaraderie, a good friendship when it comes to posting on each other's things. It doesn't have any names for anyhow, but I would take the easy stuff, then see how you could handle it. Yeah, no, that's basically it, right? Yeah, obviously you need health insurance and everything. You're in a different country. You don't want to go to get hurt. You kind of want to do some nice flowing trails and stuff like that. I see a lot of trails that I could go on right now and I was like on his ride videos, I could pick a few of them up and say, oh yeah, that would definitely be a trail I would definitely get to going on and stuff like that. We'd have to create some fun times, good footage using the drone, looking at what type of content we're going to make, and have a really good subscriber ride along from Canada. So you'd have the plane going across the ocean. I mean, you could use clips, depending on what you want to do with your videos. I know some B-roll clips are popular, some are not. I'd probably use the Indiana Jones ones where they show you popping around with the dotted line, along the world, and then use that as landing in Brisbane. I think Gympie, yeah. Jeff visiting Gympie. Where would I land? Would that be in Brisbane? Is that the main airport there, or do you get international flights from other areas that are closer by? Yeah, Brisbane. Okay, so I'd fly into probably I'd have to fly Calgary. I got to find out. Calgary's our big city here, so it'd probably be Calgary, Brisbane, or Calgary, Vancouver, Brisbane, one of those two. So it'd be one of those stops, get into Brisbane, and then I'd have to get Josh to pick me up, and or get a cab or whatever. Riding on the what do you call it? The right hand side of the road. That would be interesting to me. And now we do have right hand drive vehicles here, and that is normal to see, but not normal in traffic and everything. You wouldn't want me to drive because my instinct would be going in oncoming traffic and stuff like that. Left lane over here and everything. So yeah, that's where they drive the left. Just follow the person in front of you, in other words, and all that. That would be tricky if I go on the road. Now, legality, because I put the bike in the trunk or the back of the truck and I drive it. If we were to go on the road there, I don't have my motorcycle license. So that's kind of the logistics we would have to work out is, do I just follow you and use my Alberta driver's license to go on those areas, who's renting the bikes and stuff like that? But, at the end of the day, I don't think it's a big problem. I would think we'd find a workaround on doing that, and then I would be spending my time in Gympie there to go in and do type of stuff like that. So that would be interesting. But the trails would be good, I guess, depending on the time of year. If it's wet or whatnot, you'd kind of have to work that way out. I do see a couple things on your videos, Josh, with those spiders. I'm like, we don't have spiders here. They're little things. You don't see cobwebs that much. Sometimes maybe in the corner or whatever, but there's no spider season. The animals here, we've got grizzly bears, but they don't like people. They run away. They'll maul you to death. We don't have snakes. We don't have alligators. We don't have anything in the water that would kill you or hurt you. We have gross stuff like not eels, but what are they? Bloodsuckers, that type of stuff we would have. But that I would have to kind of say, okay, what do I need to recognize and what do I need to prepare for, right? So, but I mean, everybody does it down there. So, you're used to the lay of the land, and you're going with a local that, knows the area very, very well and stuff like that. It would be interesting to go down there and, like I said, spend 10 to 14 days down in Australia, and to go and explore the country backside. I can see some of the vehicle. I'm a car guy too, right? So I can see some of the cars that are there that we don't have here in North America. That would be a treat. Going to some local restaurants, trying some local cuisine, that would be a treat. Of course, hanging with Josh at the pub, that would be a treat. And then definitely the highlight would be the dirt biking, if we can go on a few trail runs. And, that way he would have footage for a YouTube channel and I would have mine. And then, we would be able to collab together and stuff like that. And that's just kind of building the layer on the community on top of each other and stuff like that. And, the door's always open here, Josh, if you've got it in you to come here to Canada. I can definitely get a bike and all the gear and everything like that. So that's not a problem. I got a lot of friends and stuff like that. Oh, no worries. I was just talking about going riding in Australia and how much fun it would be. And the doors open that if you were ever to come here, you can experience the Canadian backcountry, the Rockies, and everything like that. As far as everything, we're still safe. Donald Trump hasn't, invaded us yet. I'm right on the border of the United States. I mean, I'm like 2 kilometers from the fence line to Montana. So I am right there. But anyway, there's a lot of riding around here to do. So I don't think anything of it. Um, I would take Josh to British Columbia. So we would ride Kukanusa. We would ride McGillivray. We would ride to the plane crash site. I forget the name of that trail though. I would take you to Nordegg. Well, maybe not Nordegg. That's a bit far up north. I would take you to the Rocky Mountains. But we would discover British Columbia and Alberta Rockies. And I think you would be really happy here. Again, there's really no areas that are, horribly dangerous. You rode, you'd be able to adapt here really quickly and stuff like that. So you would be able to kind of have the lay of the land here and stuff like that. So, but what I might do is I might, it's been 41 minutes, I really appreciate, Josh, your support coming here. It's going to take a few kicks at the can to maybe get a regular group in here so we can have a chat. So next time I come on here, what I might do is pick a topic and then maybe have a little bit of news, pictures, videos, put stuff together and, talk a little bit about the channel, how it's going. My plan right now is Tuesdays to do the live videos, 2 days, usually Tuesdays and Thursdays to upload pictures on Instagram. And it might increase as the season opens up. So I'm doing weekly rides, weekly photographs. And then the YouTube, I'm going to probably do videos in terms of just working around in the garage and going to retailers and looking at any new gear for 2026 and maybe do some shop talk and stuff like that to fill the absence of the ride videos all the winters here. So, that's kind of where I'm at with the YouTube. That'll be a short comes out twice a week. So I'm going to put a short on Tuesdays and Thursdays along with the Instagram Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I line those up. And then I'm going to do one live video. The wet motocross boot test, that's going to wait till spring, probably in April when everything's melted, the ponds are open, the water's flowing. I can get into doing a better series production on that. So that's going to be another add-on to the weekly videos. So in theory, I was going to do a minimum of 2 shorts a week on YouTube and 1 longer video a week. And that can alternate between the short or the maintenance and how-tos and the water test, boot testing, and then the ride vlogs. If it's a really good week, you might see that extra video coming on there rather than saving it because my plan is to move forward with this. And then, of course, any collaborations with YouTubers that we may bounce off each other will do well. And then any other ones that will go in as things change. Of course, this can change and you can shift it where you need it and everything like that. But I'm going to shut it off now. I'm going to do it. We've been almost 45 minutes, which is good. Like I said, these question and answers, this is how I want it to go. I want this to be a sitting down. Next time I should have a beer with Josh. I might even share the video with them and invite him on the chat. This way we can have that we're sitting with each other. A real Donald Trump, he's quite the work. He might be our next leader if he's going to take over Canada. He's trying to do it through financial pressure tactics because Canada and the United States are integrated one economy. So he wants to kind of strong arm us. He wants our resources. doing it his way. Do I want to be American? They're my best friends. They're my neighbors. I love them, but no, I don't want to be American. I'm Canadian, and my my passport, my Canadian citizenship is non-negotiable. It's who I am, and it's who I will always be, and that's my bottom line. And yeah, we should do an interview on each other and stuff like that. Help, maybe get our channels to have like a little bit more diversity with them. Give something different to the channel, a different flavor, whether it's a regular or live video that you do every week, or it's just you use it once in a while as a tool and stuff like that. I get the typing too. I'm always double typing stuff like that. So yeah, it should be good. But yeah, no, Josh, well, thank you very much for attending today's first live video with an actual audience. We're going to build upon that. Appreciate it. So I know I have a fan of one, which is worth it in itself. Again, if I see some Soupy boots, then you'll be the first one that I throw those new decals in. Like I said, I should get them in about a week. I just ordered them now. They said 7 to 10 days. So as soon as I get those, we will be we'll be hanging out together in the future. So again, good shout out to Josh and VVBR. I know you're the only one here, so I can't get other people to watch and join your channel. But next Tuesday I'll be here, and hopefully we will stretch it out to the full hour, and then I'll have some content ready topics. So it's just not me rambling and changing gears as I go along. It'll actually have some topics to do, and I'll probably start promoting that at the end of the week, so I can try to get people ahead of the group to say, okay, fine, let's. I like that topic. I want to join that, and it'll give them enough time to prepare for it, rather than kind of a last minute thing. So, anyway, Josh, you have a good one. Hopefully, your editing went well. And looking forward to seeing your Soupy boots. And yeah, you enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch you later. Guys, have a good one. Stay soupy.